Hello, everyone, and welcome. Welcome to this episode of Faith Business. I am introducing you to one of my dear friends, Becky Plinke. Plinke, I always mess up the last name there, with La Ola Ministries, and she's going to share today a little bit about what's happening at La Ola and all the exciting things that are just around the corner. But first, Becky, tell us just a little bit about yourself and what you want to share with our listeners.
Well, I most of my life I spent in a small town of Tennessee, raised on a farm, had great parents. They were salt of the earth, but just a very small town. Never expected to ever leave that small town or even the country. I wanted to make that clear. I never dreamed of doing what I'm doing now. So I was raised on this farm. I became a nurse. I was an intensive care nurse and an emergency room nurse for 25 years. And I loved my career, but there was just something missing. So I always really wanted to do a life work. So when it came time for us to retire, my husband is he was a trauma doctor when I decided to do this. But I started searching into trafficked children, and I wanted to do something in that line of work. Trafficked children is one of the largest problems in the world. And although it is a grand problem on a huge scale, everything that each one of us does to help in that helps. So, last year they had, I think, over 400,000 children went missing in the United States. Over 1 million goes missing every year in Mexico. There's millions all over the world that go missing. So a lot of these children are being trafficked for money, for sold by family members, people that just grab them. So it is a huge problem for us all because not only does it affect the countries they come from, but it affects everyone's daily life.
Absolutely.
Because once they get into your communities, they could be snatching your children. So I want to make it clear that I I'm so strong about helping in this problem, and I'm so strong about being a ambassador for these children that are being trafficked out of South America. I have received children from Honduras, Guatemala, the United States, all over Mexico, further down in South America. And so it is something that we together can work together and help because it is such a big problem.
It is. You hear things in the news all the time, but then at the same time, most of it is kept quiet because it would be too frightening. I think if the truth were to get out about all the things that are happening to children around the world. And so you feel like you're on this mission to help and to make a difference.
Yes, and not only are the children being trafficked, but they are being sold into sexual slavery. They are also being sold for body parts. And it's hard to talk about that subject. No one wants to hear that anyone could be capable of taking organs from little children and selling them on the black market. But it is a huge problem. And in Guadalajara alone, I think there's about 50,000 waiting for a place to live. You know, right now we are handling, 24 to 30 at a time over the years. I've been here for 14 years, 15 for 1 year before to work out licensing and things like that. But the orphanage has been open for 14 years. And it is a very hard and difficult situation to be around, to see the children on the streets. We take children, 95 or 98% of our children are sexually trafficked out of strip clubs. They are in hotels being sold. So if they don't have a place to live, Dana, then they fall into the hands of really bad people that want to just hurt and abuse them for money.
Absolutely.
And they never get out. There's no way out. When they're finished with them, they usually kill them. And people don't want to talk about that, but it's a
Exactly.
reality. It's a reality all over the world. So the more that we can do, uh, the better. Um,
Exactly. Well, over these 15 years, you've had like 300, 400 kids come through,
yes, we've
and the
mhm,
success stories that you
yeah,
can talk for hours about of how these girls have, tell me a
out.
little bit about the children you take and what they've done with their lives thanks to, being in your home.
Well, I've been open since January 1st, 2010. We have taken street children, children from Honduras, Guatemala, United States, you know, a lot of different countries, whatever comes in front of us. We want to be able to handle a hundred to 150 in the future. I know right now it's hard to see that, but the more homes we can give these kids, mostly girls, uh, the less they will just keep, um, the cycle going of this trafficking, them having babies, their babies being sold, their babies being, when they get 2 or 3 years old, trafficked into the United States and other countries. And, it's hard to think of too that the money is like now surpassed what they make for selling drugs into the United States.
Mm,
It's been way up in the billions of dollars.
that's crazy.
So this is everyone's problem. Everyone's problem. It's not just America's, it's not just Mexico.
Right.
It's everyone's problem. And it's a job that we need help in. We need more people to join and help us in our cause. We are right now in the middle of a project. We have 4 acres. We are building a home for up to 100 girls, and this home is 20,000 square feet. Uh, we have a multi-purpose room that we will finally be able to teach the girls music, dance, many things that are therapeutical to the girls. We will be starting our own school because most of our kids come without papers. They won't let them go to school. So we want to have our own school, catch them up in their schools, and then if we can later to readmit them back into the public schools. But when they first come to us, most of them, 90%, have never been to school, can't read or write. And we also keep them until into university. We have had sponsors sponsor girls to be dentists. We have a girl that's in law school, finance. We've had 3 in international business, graphic design, nurses, um, teachers, you name it. These girls are graduating. They are graduating university and changing their lives, and we become their family. We are their family for life.
And I think a lot of people don't understand that. They think, a girl's home, an orphanage, whatever, it's only for a short time. You may have them and then they're gone. Well, that happens in some situations, but for the most part, you've got these girls for life. And you put them
They
through
have no
college.
family, Dana. They
Yep,
have no one to go to.
exactly. It's you're giving them a hope for a future and
Yes.
loving them along the way. The unconditional love that you show these children, I've
Mm.
seen firsthand is something they wouldn't get in a normal family, you know?
And we try to be their family, Dana. We
Mhm.
run this house. I'm the mom. We do have help. We have 12 employees. We have house mothers. We have a Christian psychologist. Um, we have drivers, and we have people that help us get these kids to school. We have a teacher who goes over all the homework with them every afternoon. We do everything in our power to catch them up in school and get them through graduating in the schools. And some of our girls have graduated in private schools with the top of the class. Some of the girls have won state math contests, great sports. I've had some of the best kids in the private schools that were the best in sports were my girls. They were the
Awesome.
tallest girls. They played volleyball. They played anything they chose, and they danced. They participated in the community in modern dance and ballet. So we try to help them become well rounded with good values to live their life on. That education, hard work. Um, and to be good to one another and to be a good community member, and that there are rules in life, there are rules in the home, and they will never escape that, and that we are to be um, good neighbors and good community members.
Yeah, well, you set a great example for them and you set expectations for them, and accountability is key as well. They all have their expectations, and but at the end of the day, it all comes down to love. So how can we support Laola? What are the biggest needs right now? I know I was showing some of the pictures of the building project, and I'll go back to that because that I feel is one of the biggest needs right now.
Yes, we are building on 4 acres. We are building a 20,000 square foot facility that we will be able to send the kids to even school here in this facility, the ones that need to catch up and things like that. Some children will continue to go out into the public schools. Uh, we will be able to teach music and dance and a lot of therapeutic classes to help them get through all the trauma that they've had in their life and in their past. Like I said, we are on 4 acres. We will have in the future playgrounds, a pool area, everything we hope that we need to help them to be well rounded and healthy children. All my children know how to swim. We teach our older girls how to drive. They get licenses to drive. We also teach them and give them all their documentation. Most kids come with not even a birth certificate. So we work through all that. We get their birth certificates. We get to make sure that they're legal citizens in Mexico. And we also have gotten Mexican passports for them. We want them to have the same documentation and identity that everyone else has. We don't want them to show up with, well, I don't, yeah. And here, like everywhere else, you don't have a birth certificate, you're not a citizen. So these children, to be able to get help in life, to be able to live here, to be able to buy and sell everything, they need all their identity papers given to them. So we make sure that when everyone leaves here, they have their identity.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So you're licensed, and I mean everything is right in order. Tell me a little bit about what the governor recently did. It
Oh,
cho-
well, the governor has invited our orphanage to come and join in a meeting where we're one of 12 of the best orphanages in the state. Now, you have to remember there's about 300 orphanages. So, this is a great honor to have this. Another thing is that the fact that we are building this facility, they really appreciate it that we are kind of uniting with people of all over the world, the United States, mostly the United States, to help in this trafficking problem, and that we do not receive help from Mexico. We are here to be a blessing. We are here to help in this problem. Um, we are trying to raise money, about $500,000, to finish all the rest of the building. We are now, we just, everything that we have done has been paid for. And we just finished the septic tank. We've given the money for the electric on the second floor. We are about to put in a well. We are trying to raise money, $102,000, to put in a well, and that is so on the one of the first big needs that we need. Um, the bottom floor, the kitchen, dining hall, the windows, all that, all the first floor needs to be finished. Uh, we need to invest in solar. Electricity is so expensive in Mexico. So we need to invest in that to help keep the bills down. We plan to have fruit trees and gardens and playgrounds and just a beautiful place that we can hopefully be self-sufficient in the future, and to help uh, feed the children, teach the children. We hope to have animal therapy to help with trauma. So we have all these goals, and we ask that you please think of helping us finish the last 25% of this building.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
what's keeping us out. We have lived in 7 different homes uh, while I've been here the last 14 years, 7 different homes, because they kept either being sold or people come back and want their houses back. So when we finish this building, it'll be our last forever home,
Forever home. Yeah.
and it will be, we won't have to move anymore. It is, we do have a 501c3 in the United States. We are tax deductible. We also have the same in Mexico. So we are able to give you that tax exemption. So
So
we would also like to invite you to come down, vet us. We would love to give you all the references that you would like. Plus, we would like to see you and let you see what's going on.
yeah,
Uh,
that hands-on.
the hands-on, everything. We have $1.6 million in this project, all paid for. So we just like the last 25% to finish this building so we can get these kids in
Yep.
and be able to take more children in. We are called every week, Dana, sometimes
Mm,
every day. Them trying to find children and not wanting to put them back on the street. So
exactly.
we just ask that all you big hearts, um, think about us,
Yes.
think about donation.
You
One
because they want to make a difference. The people listening, they want to make a difference. They
yes,
just don't know how. And
and
we're
you,
giving them a perfect opportunity.
yes, you'll be our partner in making the difference.
Yes,
Everything that we do will be blessed on you. Uh, it will be a blessing for you. So, and you can make us part of your family. Come visit every year, or however, come work with us. Um, we encourage you to be part of La Ola, which means the wave. And,
right.
it represents the wave of love that you can never stop. So,
That's awesome. That's awesome. The best way to get a hold of you on Facebook, Messenger, or
on,
the website is laolacasahogar.org. And I wasn't able to put it up on the screen
yes,
today. So,
laolacasahogar.org. Also, my number is +52 331 796 8728. And you can call me on my number and I will answer your questions and I will get you here. So,
awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing with our audience today. It's been such a blessing. I love what you're doing for these girls. Um, So
Thank
until next time, be
you.
safe and be well.
Thank you, Dana.